I'm just doing a quasi test stream, but more importantly, it's an update of where I'm at, where I've been. So I might have teased it a couple of weeks ago. I think it was during a Look Good lunch with Troy Pacelli. And so, fast forwarding 2 weeks after the fact, my math is right. As uh, I alluded to at that stream, a couple weeks ago, I was let go from my position, and it's been interesting. I think because I've been through it many times over, in knowing the kind of business I was in or industry. I don't know if it's a matter of industry. I'm not sure if it's a matter of what industry I've been in. Just maybe the nature of being in a, and I think this goes for any job because I have friends in other industries, other companies, big companies, mind you, who have been part of the chopping block at their respective jobs, respective companies, namely Intel, which, for those uninitiated, for whatever reason, we do have a giant campus housed in Hillsboro. It's another suburb, maybe 10, 20 miles out from where I usually am based. So, okay. So, for those who may not know, I've been also doing a side venture, side gig, side hustle. Take your pick. Um, I've been doing it for the last couple years, and of course, as I tend to do, I let things take me where they lead me. So, hey, looks like we've got some viewers. Hello, guys. Appreciate you checking me out. And it looks like we only see the handles. I normally YouTube would show the full screen name. Not much here. So real quick, uh, I know I see the things in front of me, and this is from my phone. I normally don't do lives, and I normally don't do things from my phone. So to catch you up to speed, guys, if you don't want to do the rewind, I get it. So yes, 2 weeks ago, I was let go from my position. And as I was saying, when it went down, I was kind of not surprised based on the dominoes falling months prior. Months prior, I noticed a string of departures, and I kind of got wind of it in previous company meetings that there was going to be a shift. So I got that. I knew it was kind of coming, and I've been in those meetings more than I care to count. So I know what's up. So when it came down and when it went down, I was thinking, I saw the tea leaves. I was thinking, all right, it's either this or it's goodbye. And so it's one like, okay, what more needs to be said? And all the while, as you guys might have seen, that I was doing my side gig, and um, it's led me down the path of going into the medical industry. And I suppose my hospitalization from last year kind of magnified that itch, if you will. So right now I'm at my friends. They run a home care facility. So part of that, and plus the lady of the house is studying to be a medical doctor. So she and I would often talk about that stuff, particularly when it came to me on a personal level. So fast forwarding to now to today, I've been in I've been in the effort of studying naturopathic medicine. I think that is more along the lines of where I've been, whether we're talking my early attempts at being a PC serviceman, building, configuring, troubleshooting PCs. And that experience lends itself a lot of lessons, particularly when it comes to client relations. And so it's kind of led up to this point. So studying that, I also mentioned I was looking at kinesiology, and while I have this time on my hands, I've delved into Chinese medicine, or Will. Hey there, and again, I'm on my phone. I'm trying to look at the aliases provided. It looks like, didn't we match on, trying to think of where I'm looking at this. Didn't we match on, all right. Anyway, again, YouTube on the mobile app anyway, doesn't show me the channel names, or if you guys use names instead of your YouTube handles. So so anyway, I am studying those aspects, so Chinese medicine and kinesiology. At least that's what I've signed on to take. And then all the while, I'm also doing a unit in, or will start one on medical billing and coding. And I know that's quite a bit to kind of get a roundabout way. And with all the free time I'm having, I actually did get some respite. I recently attended the Retro Gaming Expo, the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. I actually was able to attend that. Now, I understand, as with a lot of things surrounding businesses, and being in the small town I am in, I noticed a lot of businesses coming and going in particular spaces within a shopping complex. I've seen many businesses come and go. So a lot of that is determined by the cost to rent the unit, lease the unit, and I don't know what goes into the full details of rent and lease, particularly when it comes to lease agreements, whether you agree to buy the space or lease the space for a given amount of time, typically a year. So anyway, long story short, with the gaming expo, I saw the cost this year especially going up almost double. I think last year for a weekend pass, it was either $50 or $70 for the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. Oh, how old am I? I'm in my 40s. I know people give me different guesses and I chuckle. Usually it's on the under. Some people get it right, but yes, I'm in my 40s. Um, anyway, so going back to the Retro Gaming Expo, I had to make a tough decision, particularly when it comes to planning and logistics. I don't have the kind of time that I used to have to spend the entire weekend. It's still a bang for your buck based on the pricing structure of the Retro Gaming Expo, where it really pays to go the entire weekend. But I found the best bang for my buck at the time being the Saturday pass, yeah, and that's what I opted for. It's one of the first times that I really did my homework, if you will. I don't know if I did it completely, but I did enough of my homework to decide Okay, I'm going to schedule on my calendar, mind you. I normally don't like weaving business and pleasure. Not that I have a business, but I actually made sure I adhered to my calendar entries for for the the shows or panels I attended. So I made sure I hit those, and it was nice. I appreciated I only got to spend the Saturday. Would I have liked to be part of the Friday night or Friday afternoon? Sure, but I had to do a better job of planning because I had to let people, I would have to let certain people know. Anyway, so I I spent a good Saturday. I think I attended the right panels. The nice thing about the Retro Gaming Expo, even though it had gone up in price, I think the weekend pass was like $90. I don't know what the price or the going rate for a place like KomoriCon, at least here in Oregon. There's that, and then of course you got the Anime Expo. But compared to all those conventions, and I think the another one I went to recently in the last few years was WasabiCon. And in my opinion, WasabiCon at the time didn't really appeal to me. You had to be a certain audience type or a certain profile. I don't fit a lot of profiles. So I was I I think also since I started attending the expos in 2016, not to include the COVID years when they had to close things down. So that was a lot of fun. I as much as I liked having the PlayStations, not well, there might have been a PlayStation or two at the convention or expo. I rarely spend time at the arcade section where you get free play, but I being a sucker for history, especially in the last 15 years, 12, 15 years, I liked being part of those panels where they discuss the behind the scenes, insider baseball type of stuff. So, yeah. Well, anyway, guys, well, that's where I'm at. Again, I will have to cut it short. Have a good one. Steven!